Hello, Internet. This is Bob Pierre. Welcome to Catch and Release, where we will be taking characters from the public domain and we will make them modern, we make them edgy and hip, and then we throw them back into the public domain for you to use freely. We're also using all free open source software. What you're looking at is the process of this happening, the work process, and where I go to get public domain characters and public domain material. This is publicdomainsuperheroes.com, and it's a wiki, so people from all over update it and whatnot. I'm looking for the character Daredevil because I heard that the one Marvel made is partially inspired by an earlier version. This earlier version is public domain. You're looking at it right there. The guy who's half orange, half blue. I think that's red. I'm not sure. But basically, we're gonna redo this guy, and then we're gonna set it back into the public domain so that you guys can use it. Also, what we're doing, we're taking that one step further. We're using all free, all open source software. That means the Gimp and Inkscape. As a matter of fact, we're starting, what you're looking at is we're starting the logo for DMD, Devil May Dare, that's what I'm calling them, because Marvel has seen fit to copyright the name Daredevil, trademark the word Daredevil, so we can't use the word Daredevil. Maybe the interior of a book, if you guys see that you might want to use this for a book, maybe someone can refer to them as, the Daredevil or whatnot, but on the cover you can't put it. That's trademark infringement, and Marvel will take you to court. Let's continue. I'm calling mine Devil May Dare, and we're making the logo for it in Inkscape. I've sped it up quite a bit because making a logo and working in vector is not a spectator sport. You would get bored very easily. It's very tedious, very time consuming, very labor intensive. And you know, the results are amazing. Sometimes the results are underwhelming, though, depending on what effect you're going for. But basically, we're taking you through the entire process, from making the logo, from conceiving the character's look, as it were, what the colors are, things like that. And we will be releasing everything into the public domain. All right, that includes the files. The files you're looking at here, you can mess with it to your heart's content. You know, I'll be putting the logo files, the SVGs you see there from Inkscape, into the Dropbox. There'll be a Dropbox link, or if that doesn't work, we'll try to get it out to you any way we can, any and every way we can. As you see right here, I'm starting off the character sketching. I start with a basic framework. I kind of like to start it like that. There are other painters and other designers who start with a silhouette. I like the silhouette work too, but a lot of times when I already know where I'm going, I just go ahead and start with a framework, and I don't really need to do a silhouette of them. And a lot of times other people use silhouettes when they know where they're going also, because it's a very good way. Working in silhouettes is a very good way to get an iconic feel of your character right off the bat. But let me see here. Got the goggles. I'm indicating the goggles very early on. The spikes I ended up leaving. I ditched the spikes because if you're saving people, like snatching babies from fires and saving damsels in distress, you don't want to skewer them with your costume. You know, I'm saying that, and meanwhile I have razor sharp boomerangs on his chest and stuff like that. But at least they're not sticking out, right? You know, like in a way that would poke someone you're hugging, you know, or trying to grab. You see, I'd always do a front or quarter turn, a side view, and a back view. This is just in case, you know, first of all, it's a good blueprint for other designers. Like if someone else wants to do, is coming after you, in the production pipeline. Let's say you're working on a comic book and you're just doing the character designs, and then there'll be a penciler, inker, colorist, etc. At least they can refer back to this sheet and know, all right, that's how the boomerangs are set on the rack on his back. You know what I mean? So it's always good to do more than one view, of course, but also more than one angle, so that everyone sees, everyone involved in your process can see. Sometimes for yourself also, you may be working on a character and then you find you forgot the character that you created. You know what I mean? So it's good to have many views, and that's what I'm doing here. Well, actually, I've gone further in the process than just making the views. I've opened it up in Inkscape, and I'm doing the work there. Now, I tried a novelty here. I have yet to see character concepts done in Inkscape. And one day I'll probably try to do one fully in Inkscape, like from scratch. But this time I started off with the Gimp. All right, so we have basic color scheme here. I have most of the local values, is what we call it, when not a lot of shadows are showing. And I did start with some shadowing already, and now I'm adding highlights. You see, I also like the pouch I have there, the military pouch. Kind of had it has a Batman utility belt feel to it. And pretty soon those spikes you see there will be gone. The spikes I was talking about that may skewer the people you're trying to rescue. Because this is a good guy. If it was a bad guy, I'd probably keep him. Probably keep all the spikes and all the porcupine style, skewer you, cut you, impale you kind of aspects to his costume. Because I think maybe we'll make him an anti-hero. Well, actually, it's up to you. You can make him whatever you like. Maybe you want to make him a villain. The point of this whole thing is to have this as public domain and open source, so that you can do with the character as you see fit, and also the files as you see fit. All the files you see here, you can manipulate to your heart's content. Now, fair warning comes with this particular file. It's the first time I've done something this elaborate and detailed in Inkscape, so my layer management is atrocious. But if you can deal with that, have at it, Hoss. Do what you want to do. I'm sure there are other Inkscape users who will probably look at this and cringe, like, oh, why do you have this many layers? Why'd you work on this vertex and didn't merge it with that one, and things like that. But I wasn't really thinking of that at the time. So let me see the highlights on the boots here, some cuts on the muscles. A little side note: if you're working on coloring comic books, those things are called cuts. When you have like highlights on top of a muscle or a particular piece of graphic, or even a character and things like that, and you just put a gradient over it, it's called a cut. But in Inkscape, I don't know what it's called, but I use the gradient for it. I used the pen tool, selected the area, and then I filled it in with a gradient. The base color is at the start of the gradient, and in the middle of the gradient I put something a bit lighter, so it has a nice little pop to it. Also, let me see, the boomerangs were just floating there, right? I want them to have kind of a reach over. There you go. They were just floating, so I put a rack there. You ever see those really cool gun racks? You go into a gun lover's home, or maybe a samurai sword collector, they have a rack there. Yeah, I wanted that kind of feel. All right, working on the pouches, and I think we're just wrapping up. So if you like this, subscribe. If you don't, well, we'll try to do better next time. Thank you for watching.